Texting. Can you do it?
Katie is a texter. She suffers from a form of involuntary servitude to her cell phone. Eventually, this slavery becomes a connection that she deems necessary for survival, even when walking. Katie suffers from ambulatory dexteritis, the illness of compulsive texting while walking.
Oh no, I can't stop texting, but I can't get over this pain. Professor, how'd you do that?
Don't worry, it's science.
Oh.
The reason why you ran into your pole was not because you were walking 5 miles per hour. It's because you have ambulatory dexteritis.
What?
Here, let me show you. Remember last Friday?
That's embarrassing. Hey, give me that. Katie, you have a disorder. Ambulatory dexteritis. It decreases your velocity, acceleration, and increases your deviation from your pathway compared to normal walking. That makes so much sense now. To show you the seriousness of this disorder, let's look at a series of observations.
Based on Lepresti Goodman's paper on effect of texting while walking, which found a decrease in walking speed while texting. The hypothesis of the experiment is that if the subject is distracted by texting, then the subject will have a decreased average velocity and acceleration while walking, and increased deviation from a preset pathway. 3 Wiimotes are used in the experiment. 1 is placed on the test subject, and 2 are placed on tables half feet apart. 2 sets of candle lights are used as IR light sources. The candle and the Wiimote aligns in a straight line. The computer picks up the light information, as well as the acceleration of the test subject. The test subject is asked to put on the lab coat, and Wiimote is placed in the upper pocket of the lab coat. A coin is flipped to decide if the subject will perform the control procedure or the experimental procedure. Either way, the test subject will be asked to stand at the starting point, facing the set tables at the end point. The test subject will then perform the control procedure by walking down the path without texting. While the test subject is walking, the VI records acceleration data from the pocket Wiimote and the light source information from the tabletop Wiimote to calculate the velocity, acceleration, and deviation from the pathway during the procedure of the test subjects. Or the test subject will walk down the path while texting "I'm a rambling wreck" from Georgia Tech while walking down the same path if the coin toss is tails. The test subject will be asked to perform both control and experimental procedures before the end of the trial. After the experiment, here's a rundown of the results. This figure compares the percentage of test subjects' time spent within the boundaries of the set path. This data is generated by measuring the amount of time each test subject spends inside the boundaries set up by the Wiimotes. The time spent in bounds is normalized by dividing it from the test subject's total time of the trial. A pair t-test is run and shows statistical significance of the set data. And as the data indicates, the test subjects tend to spend more time out of bounds when they're texting. This figure is the data collected for average velocity for the test subjects compared between walking and texting. Pair t-test shows statistical difference between the two groups, and as shown, there's a considerable decrease in average velocity. If we put an individual in the context of crossing a busy street while texting, the slower walking speed will lead to spending more time on the road, which could lead to higher likelihood of getting hurt. Acceleration is measured in X, Y, and Z directions. However, t-test shows that there is no significant difference in the average acceleration between walking while texting in all 3 directions. One explanation for this result is that the Wiimote on the test subject could be moving with the lab coat while walking. This could produce a significant amount of noise in the data to throw off the analysis. In this experiment, we found texting while walking is statistically likely to cause individuals to deviate more from his or her path and decrease his or her velocity, but we cannot determine the effect of texting on the individual's acceleration while walking. This information obtained from the study can be used to promote awareness for pedestrians to avoid texting while crossing the street, and could be used to conduct further studies on finding out just how texting and walking affects the rate of accidents involving pedestrians.
Dear Professor, I have realized that texting not only puts myself but others in danger, and that true friendship goes past technology. Sincerely yours, Katie Eckert.
Don't you